Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name is Andy. My channel is Finding Value. And if you're looking for undervalued investment opportunities, definitely click subscribe, join our community. Let's ride this commodity bull market higher together. So I'm going over gold and silver. We're gonna do some technical analysis. I'm going over mainly royalty companies. It's one of my favorite sectors. I think they have an inherent business model advantage over mining companies. Far less employees. It's a diversified company. They're getting royalties or streams from multiple areas. And you don't have to worry about inflation eating through your margins. So they make money off of increasing prices and increasing volume of whatever miner they have the royalty on. So I think that's a pretty good bet. I do own a lot of these companies. This is not financial advice. It's just financial education, showing you guys what I look for in technical charting. So what I'm looking at here is the gold and silver companies that are royalty companies, and I've got one copper and nickel royalty, which is Nova Royalty. So we'll look at these, and I'll give you my opinion. So I'm going to jump right into charting. So here's Franco-Nevada, the big boy. Looking at it from a big kind of long-term perspective, this thing's looking fantastic. We're continuing to move up. It is losing a little bit of momentum. So we are coming to an area where the buyers are starting to equal the sellers. That's why it's flattening out. And we'll see how gold sells off or gets bought up over the next week or two. I know with the Fed news coming out that some people think that rates are definitely going to be hiked in 2023. They're probably doing it because they have to. So we have inflation, which is good for gold and silver. And I think people just sold the news. So I think Franco-Nevada is a good spot to hide some money in. Would I buy it at this second? If you're going to buy anything, I'd probably cost average in slowly. And if it comes back down, wait for it to turn. And then I'd start adding in. But if we never get that pullback, that's also possible that it doesn't pull back. So the conditions are there for gold and silver to go higher. Real estate is at the moment looking very good, and we'll continue to monitor what that does because that's where inflation really comes from, is real estate. Wheat and precious metals, I threw on a channel, an upward channel there, and we're kind of in the upper middle of the channel. We could pull back, but it doesn't look horrible. And sometimes you cut these tops off because this thing was a rocket launch higher, and it pulled back into the channel. Metallo Royalty, again, we've got this channel going on. They're where I call it channel land, where all these companies get in these channels, and they just move on, left to right, which is good. You just buy it and hold on. So it's in an uptrend in this channel. EMX Royalty, is this a kind of a shoulder head shoulder? Doubtful. I do think that we'll probably find support anywhere from where it's at today all the way down to 260 if it does pull back more. So there's a lot of support down here. I think if we're going to go down, it's going to take a little while to get there. Sandstorm Gold, this one, again, it's doing fine. It broke the downtrend here, and we're in an uptrend. Nothing to worry about. A Cisco Gold Royalty, this one I like a lot, the chart setup. It looks like a reverse head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder, and then it broke this head and shoulder pattern. Projected upside would be this distance here on top of this line. So it would go way up. So this one looks all right. Now, this could pull back and do kind of a back test. It could happen. But what I like to do is I like to buy these ones that break out like this. You're buying in the strength up here, and I think it will continue higher given the market conditions are good, which they are. Royal Gold, not really much to say here. It's kind of just meandering sideways at the moment. Ely Gold, we've got a nice strong uptrend. It really blew up here, got a big distance away from that 200-day. And whenever you start getting really big distances, when you start gapping kind of higher from that 200-day, it likes to do a pullback. We pull back, we broke the downtrend, and I think we're right here. I mean, this is a good spot. If this trend line holds, not a bad spot to be looking at Ely Gold. Teuton Resources, I see two clear, distinct areas where it broke. One here, there's one here too. One there, It stepped on up, this is a pullback, and I do think eventually this will resolve upward with time. These are things, being an investor, you have to be incredibly patient. And what I do is I just cost average in when they on these pullbacks. Like I'd cost average in here, come down. If it comes back, I try to my best to time it in here. And I think we're getting close to another buy point. So I think that looks pretty good. Mavericks Metals, I don't know as much about this one, but it kind of looks like it's just going up in this uptrend here. So that one looks good. I mean, it's moving on up. I don't know as much about this company. I did see it in some funds, so I thought I would add it and chart it out. Now here's Nova Royalty. This is not a precious metals royalty. It's a copper nickel royalty. I like copper a lot, and nickel I think is going to do well. I've got the SM Energy chart up on the right here. When SM Energy went from $1.50 in this corner all the way to $24 or $23, wherever it's at today, this is the setup that it had in its beginning moves. This setup down here looks very similar to this setup up here. You can see a clear move higher up, which is this move here. That's this move here. And then you can see this swoop back. It sold off. It came back up. And then it went sideways, which is this movement all the way down here. This hump is this hump here. It came down again. And we are right at this end, I think, very soon. Down here, I am cost averaging into Nova Royalty. I'm still waiting a little bit more maybe, but I think down here is going to be a good spot to slowly leak some money. And I do like it right here. And I like buying when things are down. I don't try chasing things when they're up. I've beat that FOMO out of me. I've beat the price chasing out of me. And I find some companies and I really just wait and I look for those companies. And whenever they're ready, I start to cost average in. I'm trying to use a little bit of, wave analysis here. And I'm not saying I'm a novice Elliott wave guy. I'm not saying that this is going to be perfect, but I think we're getting real close to a bottom here. And I'm going to start sprinkling money into Nova. I like royalty companies over anything else. And why do I like royalty companies? It's got all the upside, none of the downside. I love them. It's like cheating. It's like cheating. You get all the price upside movement and none of the downward, I should say, inflation pressures or margin compression. So I'm looking at Nova. Yes, it's expensive, and yes, I think they're going to do incredibly well. I like Ely Gold. I like Teuton Resources. I like all these ones that I put in here. I own a little bit. I've been accumulating. The only one I don't own is Mavericks Metals, but all the other ones, I think they're going to do well over the next 5 to 10 years or longer. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments yourself, please leave them below. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.